All right, it's about 9 a.m. 9 o'clock in the morning. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, -7, okay? 7 hours behind Greenwich Mean Time, or UTC, Universal Time Code. It's actually not a real, it's not actually a real abbreviation or whatever that thing is. They just made a compromise, if I recall correctly. I looked it up. It's Thursday, the 26th of March, AD 2026, and I'm live on multiple platforms. Hello to Jim in Alaska, Thor Mode, Chris from chat, all y'all, Everblazer, sup? I'm live. Good morning to Jim in Alaska, also on punchy.tv. It's a website on which we stream just for kicks, and you know, it's like a nice backup thing. But as a backup to the backup, we are live on YouTube, Rumble, X, live stream, Facebook, I presume, and pilled.net. What's up, Pilled? Shout out to the Pilled people. I sometimes miss their super chats. There are super chats, if you will, on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Would you look at that beautiful bird? Pretty bird, pretty bird. We're looking at the desktop photography over there on this computer. But let's look more at a dreary beach scene. It's better. And take everything that you hear with a grain of salt here on the Hake Report. Info may be false, all right? It just might be false. I see callers calling in. You are welcome to call in. 1-888-775-3773. No endorsement implied, so relax, okay? You are welcome to, I guess, as Popcorn did yesterday, gripe to Hake or question Hake about something that happened on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I used to be stricter about that. But it's interesting, I suppose, you know? It's interesting. Shout out Popcorn. Thump Keg, who went on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, and you can too, as Cesar or Cesar already has. Very nice. Shout out to the redheaded stepchildren. Tomorrow is chest day. That means that we open up the treasure chest. It's not an actual physical bodily chest. The beach still looks good. Indeed. Nice. What's up, slave to him? Jules Verne. Thank you to Jesse Lee Peterson /Pastor Chatelet rating the stream there on rumble.com. I am wearing a t-shirt that says mildly attractive, and this is the Teespring version of the t-shirt. And Teespring is up and running again, they say. So Hake has 2 stores. I know it can be potentially confusing. Teespring.com/stores/The Hake Report or hake.printify.me, both findable via thehakereport.com or via thehakereport.com. If you're one of those Englishmen people who speak English rather than American, I think. Do Americans say via, or am I the only one? Maybe I'm thinking Spanish. Terrible. But thehakereport.com/shop has those things, as well as, you may not know this, but every now and then, there's one line open, y'all. Every now and then, I get a cameo request. Hake does cameos. Cameo.com/The Hake Report. Nice. Check it out. All right, y'all. What's up, Louis J? Anyway, I think I'm almost set, y'all, to get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la
y'all doing? I'm fine. Would you look at that? Isn't that nice? Wow. Look at those cliffs, or that long winding cliff. Very cool. If you're watching the video feed. And then there's the cliff over the sea. San Onofre. I think campground or trails? San Onofre beach, cliff, trails, thingamajigger. Drive all the way down to Trail 6 if you want this one. It's a short walk. If you're not too elderly, you know. The elderly, I encourage the elderly, be careful, avoid falls, you know, it's important. Make sure you do your squats if you can still squat, and keep your legs strong. Leg strength and balance and all that stuff is good and important for your physical life, you know. Live longer. You want to live, I think. But anyway, shout out, y'all. Nice. I shall be getting to your super chats, I guess. I shall be releasing more beach streams, beach footage. This was my most recent beach stream thing. And it's streaming video from the internet. I'm not live streaming, okay? I pre-record it so that it's better quality, okay? Nice. And so maybe I'll have another one for you guys on like Saturday, say. I don't know. Well, I don't know when the best time is, but hey, guys. Let me get to some calls here. Michael in Canada on the line over here. Michael, how you doing, sir? Thank you for calling. What's up?
So with you, man?
Not much. How about you?
I'm fine.
Right
I'm
on.
sick a little bit. I cannot go to work because I got this sickness.
Oh.
I don't sound sick, but I am.
Well, good for you. Did they tell you not to come to work sick?
Yeah, you know, since COVID and
Yeah.
all this thing, they're very careful with that. And my boss are liberal, so.
Yeah. Well, right on. I'm glad you're able to call me then.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of yourself now.
Don't worry about me, man. I can do push-ups,
Nice.
chin-ups. I can run, and I'm not disabled. I'm just sick.
That's
It
right.
happens every now and then.
Indeed.
And yeah, so we're gonna start with that, man. I would have sing for you. Sorry, man. By the way, I would have sing for you, but today I cannot.
Right on.
And man, when you say, you know, oh, Bibi is manly. Quit with that, brother.
Stop
you know
calling Bibi manly.
Yeah, stop this, man. It's you know, it don't look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Between guys.
Right.
And you know who's manly?
Who?
Jesus flipping Christ, man.
That's not his middle name.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't want to break your little ears. And yeah. So how's the war going? Oh, sorry, not the war, the operation. How's it going?
Right. Oh yeah, we don't call it a war. It's I don't know how it's going. Trump is telling me one thing, our Iranians are telling me another, and I remain uncertain about how exactly it's going. According to the news that I was reading this morning, Trump says that they're in talks, Iran says that they are not in talks, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, but, you know, when it comes to war, you cannot believe anything, really.
That's right. And so I don't really believe anything, including our greatest president, Trump.
Yeah, because he got to lie.
Right.
Like, you cannot throw your plans to the enemies.
That's right. Indeed. You want to misdirect them.
But something is for sure.
What's that?
Not only he lies about the war for strategic points, you know, for the benefit of the war, but he lied to Wall Street.
Oh, true. Yeah, you want to keep the markets doing well.
Yeah, and that's a big problem, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Trump has always been very positive I think he's a big believer in positive thinking. The Christians who believe in positive thinking and positive speaking, and
I thought he was a Jew.
Oh, no, that was a lie. That's funny.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's a Jew, but I don't think he's a Christian too.
Oh,
Neither.
wow. You don't think that Trump is Christian? Why not?
Because he don't act like he's Christian.
Yeah, how does he not act like
he's... Are you
Are you Ardene's son?
Come on, man. Don't play that. Don't play that with me, man. I ain't,
No. Tell me how.
No, Ardene and me got none in common.
Well, you do have this in common. You both seem to think Trump doesn't act Christian.
Because he don't act like it. Come on, man.
Yeah, he does.
Which way? Tell me how.
He's manly.
I stopped with that. I told you.
He's honest.
No, he's not.
He's honest about the stuff that's important when it's important to be honest.
So what's important to him?
What's important is we have this immigration problem, and we have this tearing down of the monuments, and he's building more monuments, and he's cracking down on immigration best he can. And
made a monument of Christian Columbus. It's not even American story, man.
I know, but it's still a good thing because the SJWs, the enemies of America, are the ones tearing down Christopher Columbus to lift up the people who were here before Christopher Columbus, but not to lift them up, but just to pretend like they're victims and to overthrow America.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
I know about
Columbus
that, but
yeah. So he's standing up for the truth when it really counts.
No, I don't think so, man.
Christopher Columbus is white.
But he's Jewish too.
I don't know if that's true. I heard that. I think it's a rumor.
I don't know neither. There's no
I heard that too,
fact that he is.
Info may be false.
Yeah.
So I think that those things are very Christian. He's always prized and been very competent in the things that he does, and he is the most competent president that we've seen since Reagan. Maybe
I don't know about that, man.
Well, is he more competent than Obama or Biden or W. Bush?
Yeah, but Biden. Come on, man.
I know.
Biden. I was looking at
yes.
videos of him, and he was funny. The guy was funny.
Is he more competent than Obama?
I don't know about Obama. I was too young, man.
Okay, yeah, fine.
And,
Anyway, the point is,
yeah.
he's competent, he's confident, he's honest when we need him to be, and he stands on those things. He doesn't back down. He's not a total coward to the fake cries of racism and sexism and stuff. He says things that are true that nobody else says. That's
but anybody can say anything, man.
True, but they don't. Jesus spoke in ways that people had never heard. So does Trump and JLP.
Yeah, but
and our future president.
JLP is not in the same category as Trump.
Right, they have different.
To me, JLP is better. Just for one thing, is that he's a real person. And Trump, you don't know, he's a politician, right?
No, Trump is a real person.
To be, but now he is.
No, he is a politician, and so he has to do some politician things. I'm with you on that, but he's still a real person. Like he hasn't changed. He's still real.
Not sure about that, man.
Oh, okay.
He used to be a Democrat. Now he's not.
Well, that's okay. Everyone used to be a Democrat. And when you're a New York liberal, everyone was a Democrat, almost.
Yeah.
So anyway, but whether he was a Democrat or not is not the person. Even when he was a Democrat, he was a real guy. He was always pro-America, pro going into Iran and beating their rears.
To be honest, you always say that.
Yeah.
But if you look really closely about that, you don't have big statesmen about Iran. Like this direct statement, like we're going to war with them. He never said that.
Right.
He never said he was going to war with Iran.
That's smart.
But things have changed.
Yeah, because he had to trick them into thinking that he wouldn't start any new wars.
Stop with that, man. That's not the way it works at all, man. That's not the way it works at all.
Have you ever
You
conducted
know,
a
this
war?
war has been started because they know they're losing support. So they have to go all in. You can tell me, no, it's not, but it is. Because
Wait,
there's
what are you saying?
They put you in this war because they know that their support is going down.
Yeah, so they have to do it now before they lose all support.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now is not the time.
But
Every
I think
general
now
told
is
him
the
not
only
to do
time.
that. No, man. There's time for anything, but now was not the time. The time was now to say no. No, because it's not strategic. It's not thinking. Like every general telling them.
You know what? You know what?
Not to do it.
You know what? One thing that I kind of like, and I've said this repeatedly.
I know he does what everybody don't want him to do.
Yeah, it's unpopular, and sometimes you got to do what's unpopular.
It's not the thing, man.
You might be right, but I'm
going to war.
I only have one caveat to Trump doing what's unpopular and what's right. And I'm not saying that this is right, but it's kind of maybe right. There are warmongers, but they're not popular right now. There are warmongers who do like this war. You know, maybe Lindsey Graham and some other sleazy people, okay? And I grant you, Lindsey Graham has been sleazy throughout his life, and I don't know what he's been saying because I haven't paid much attention. But usually when a president does something, even Trump, when he did those strikes in Syria, there were people on CNN saying, "Today, President Trump became the president of all Americans." There were people who were praising him. And in this war, you'll notice people are not praising him, other than people like me.
Syria was already defeated.
No, like, I know. But
like,
the point is
World War
usually
II. Americans came when it was already done, so they just add
to finish everybody off, huh? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
and
but
you're the biggest military in the world.
I know, but you're missing my point. At least you don't seem to be getting my point. My point is the popularity that usually presidents get a popularity bump when they go to war, I think. And that didn't happen with Trump. So that seems like a positive sign for Trump in my view, if it's a sign at all. Usually presidents, you know, when Obama bombed Libya, Trump accused Obama of because he had flailing numbers in terms of his approval, and he did that, and Trump alleged back in 2012, whenever he did that to Libya, that it was to bump up his popularity, his approval numbers, because when you have more approval, then you can say, hey, look, politicians, get more done for me because these people are behind me. But that's what he accused Obama of doing. But when he did it, he didn't get more popularity, and that may mean he did it because it's right. That may mean he did it because it's right, not because it's popular. Maybe.
No, it wasn't right, man. Everybody told him not to do it.
Well, we'll see what happens,
the Strait
sir.
of Hormuz is controlled by Iran completely.
I'll tell you one thing.
I'll tell you one thing. They want tax for people to cross this thing, and you know how
I heard about that.
In which currency they want it? You know in which currency they want it? In yen.
Yen?
China
Chinese
money.
yen, really?
China money.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Do you know what this thing do to the petro dollars? You know why you got this debt?
Yeah, Chinese yuan. As Iran formalizes control over their strategic waterway amid rising tensions. That's funny.
And who do you think profits of those high prices of the oil?
China.
Russia.
Oh, Russia. Yeah. That's fine. I have no ill will towards China or Russia.
They have for you. Let me tell you this. They have for you.
I know, but I'm a Christian. We're Christians. We don't care what they think of us.
Yeah, we are Christians. That's why, anything we're going to argue about, hey?
Yeah.
Let me tell you that everything we're going to argue about, whatever it is, we're still Christian brothers.
That's
and
right.
You're a real person, and you're living in the real world just like me. And never I'm going to turn my back on y'all.
Nice.
That's for real. But, now they want that money. Now, with the oil prices going up, Russia taking advantage of it. Russia was supposed to implement a tax for the effort, for the war effort in Ukraine. But guess now they don't have to do it because they got that money, that petrol money. And now everybody, every ally who is paying the debt, American debt with petrol dollars, they're now seeing that maybe the United States, was not able to protect them efficiently like they are supposed to. Because Qatar has been hit, now they want to hit the water plant, the salination water plant. I don't know if I say it right.
Yeah, I think you said it right.
So they strike their enemies, so they become their allies because they got the power, they got the control in the area. So what is going to happen is that the Americans will have to leave. If we're not going all in, and all in means ground invasion, a lot of Americans dying, it's over, man. They're going to take control. Israel, we can say bye-bye, which will never happen because you know why we are there. And it's a big mess, man. And now he said that NATO don't want to join. We'll never forget NATO or not join the war. It's not a world war, man.
You know what? You know what you sound
there.
like? You know what you sound like, sir?
Let's go.
Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
No, but I'm telling you, man.
Don't turn around and call me a chicken hawk. You know, I heard that somebody accused Ben Shapiro decades ago of being a chicken hawk, meaning a war hawk, but he himself is not willing to go.
Yeah, but it's real. It's real.
No, I get it.
It's
I get it.
true.
We'll see what happens. Fret not. Our greatest president is in charge.
Now, you know, Jesse, I love him.
Yeah.
But he's a boomer, so he can't help it. But he was talking about the pipeline who resumed their old production in Santa Monica. Is that?
No,
is that
Santa
where it
Barbara.
is?
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Yep.
Do you think the gas price will go down only if it's not only just one time? Do you think that in
Maybe.
California? No, it won't, man. It's war effort.
Oh.
You don't care about you.
Long term, it's good though. Maybe.
Oh, man.
It's all about
will take it back.
Trump is setting things up for prosperity for generations, perhaps.
No, he's setting things up for war.
I know.
$200 billion.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, so you're saying this drilling is for the war effort?
Yeah.
I know, but
Let's
Trump has
see.
been saying drill, baby, drill for like
He's
a
been
long
saying
time.
that for 10 years. He never did it.
Oh,
And
come
now
on.
he did it.
Calm yourself.
on, man. Do you know what it costs to have a wall around the border? It's something like 19 trillion, I think.
Okay. Trillion?
No, 19 trillion.
No, to have a wall?
Billion, sorry. Billion,
Okay.
billion, sorry.
That sounds more like it.
It's 9 to 12 billion, something like that.
Yeah.
Now he's going to war with 200 billion.
That's okay.
Do you know how fast this money will go? 200 days.
That's
because
fine.
this war costs $1 billion.
I know, but
it
will establish lasting peace and order and prosperity, sir. Maybe.
Nah, man, it will never end. I can guarantee you. I'll call back in 2 months, and
All right.
it will still going on.
I look forward to hearing you say I was wrong, Hake. The war ended already. And then I'll be like, I was wrong.
Right.
And then if you were right, I'll be like, you were right. It's a forever war. I was wrong. We'll find out what happens.
What's the problem with you?
Yeah,
You're
what?
not ready to acknowledge that I was right. I was right the first time. You wasn't ready to say it.
Okay,
and
you were
got
right. We went to
William on your
war.
back.
All right, you were
Yes,
right.
we
You
were.
were right, sir. We went to war.
And you can say thank you to your future president for that.
Thank you, future president. You were right, future president.
He's well informed. He's really well informed.
He is. He is.
I look through a lot of things, but my go-to is the future president.
Nice.
And you're the only one I listen to between you and the future president. So
That's cool.
you know,
High praise.
because,
I like it.
so yeah, man.
Well,
I think we're never going to go around about that, you and me, eh?
We'll see,
And
sir.
yeah, it's a big mess, man. You know, and you got everybody in his back. Like, you want two people to go to war for Israel, and it's a shame, brother. You never talk about that, man. You never did anything you was talking about, man. That's a real shame, brother.
Who, Trump?
And I know you love the man. I love the man too. I love the man for who
But
he
he's
is.
doing everything that he said that he would do.
Not at all, man.
Yeah.
You go into war. There's no more deportation. And don't tell me, oh, there's some. No, man.
It's
over. No, it's over. And now they know they made a big mistake, so they hide in JD Vance to make sure he's going to be the next president and keep up with this BS.
I can't get ahead of myself like that and talk about the future like
Where's
that.
JD Vance right now? Nobody's know.
I don't know, and I don't care. I don't want JD Vance right now.
No,
I like our greatest president.
Yes, I hope, man, he's never going to be president. It's because this guy is an actor. He's paid actor, and he got to be real, man.
Yeah,
he's a Peter Thiel puppet.
A Peter Thiel puppet? What's wrong with that?
Because, man, you're not your face. Like,
okay, I'm kidding around. I'm kidding around.
No. But what was the thing with Trump? What was the thing? The big thing with him? It was that he was not a politician. He wasn't paid for. He didn't want no money from nobody. That's what the thing that made him.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go, sir.
I got just one question for you, eh?
Okay.
Is Trump 2016? Is Trump 2026?
He's better than 2016.
Oh, come on, man.
Yes.
you can't say that. Okay, all right. Hey, have a nice day, Hake.
All right,
and
man.
I'm out. I'll let you hang up.
Sounds good. Nice. Jeff, Louisiana. Let's get an American with some sense here. Jeff in Louisiana, thank you for holding and calling. What's up?
Hey, man, I just kind of change the topic a little bit because people keep going on and on about Iran and also as far as ask you a question, going back to just a little thought I had, going back to COVID in 2020. Do you think it was conspiracy total kind of because they got us used to lockdowns and separate from humans and all this stuff with AI? Look at where we're at now with the AI they're trying to pump out.
What did you say? That AI was related to COVID?
No, I'm saying that they were doing COVID as kind of a test run to get us not to be around people. And with the AI coming out, we're trying to get rid of all the people and put AI in all these positions.
Oh, interesting. Well, a lot of people were working from home and they never came back. And they did want to replace the McDonald's abuelas who replaced the McDonald's teenagers with McDonald's AI
robots.
Yeah. And McDonald's touchscreens. Interesting.
So they're kind of setting us up to get to where we're getting rid of humans in a sense.
You know, and a lot of people are isolated. A lot of people are shy of even answering the phone or talking on the phone, so they only respond to text messages. And just in general, people are more and more isolated and less social, even though we're more connected, quote unquote, than ever.
I seen a video yesterday. I'm not sure what restaurant it was, but there's a restaurant that had like a dancing AI robot.
Yeah.
It was about 5 feet tall, and it started going nuts and just doing all kinds of moves and stuff. And it took 3 people to try to hold it back to be able to turn it off.
I saw that on American Anchor Baby yesterday. He was showing that.
We are not.
Yeah, crazy. Anchor Baby had some good shows, man. Yeah, those robots can tear your arm off, Anchor Baby said. Tear your limbs.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's going to be like in 30 years from now, it's going to be, instead of going to places to see stuff like that, we're going to have places go like, hey, Hake, you want to go to Santa Barbara this weekend? Go to Human Village.
Uh-huh.
Or, just a place where we can go to see humans and get, interact with humans.
Yeah.
Instead of all this crap, it's gonna be weird, man, because they're pushing all this robot stuff and they don't realize what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unpredictable what may happen with all this stuff.
Yeah, I just want to throw I've got to see if people are interested in something like that instead of constantly talking about Trump and war and Iran and all that stuff. Anyway, man, I'll let you go. You have a good day.
You as well, sir. Thank you. Bye. Nice. Well, I'm showing Anchor Baby's show here. Watch. He's showing it on double speed.
She can't even control it.
3 staffs came around. A dancing robot knocked over.
What about when it's bending your arm past?
Quiet, Anchor Baby. 3 a dancing robot knocked over tableware and couldn't stop dancing even after the staffs, must be Chinese, tried to control it at a Chinese hot pot restaurant in California. That's funny. That's crazy. Anyway, that's American Anchor Baby. Yesterday, his show, I think on YouTube, his show went. Is it up? Yeah, no, it's okay. No, hold on. No, hold on. Let me go to his lives, because I don't. Sometimes his shows may not always be there. Yeah, a few days. So recent shows. If you don't see them on YouTube, you can find them on his Rumble. FYI, American Anchor Baby on Rumble and YouTube, and he also has it on probably audio podcast. Interesting. We're at the bottom of the hour here. Let me get back to your calls, though. Shout out. Robots. Zenny in Canada on the line over here. Zenny, thank you for calling, sir. And Holden, what's up?
Hello, Hake. How's it going, my friend?
It's going well, sir. Thank you.
Just before I start, I want to say that I do enjoy your show a lot. I love calling in. It's very fun for me. And,
yeah.
So the respect is returned.
Nice.
And there's a lot of people in the chat who say, why do Canadians care? They're still harping. Why do Canadians care about? They should deal with what's going on in their own country. And I'll just say to you guys, it's almost too far gone here to even really fight back against the tide. Like, we've just been overrun with Indians, and like the amount of immigration they pushed on us during the whole COVID thing was absolutely insane. And like the last election, I really thought, I was like, there's no way they're going to vote Liberal again. Like, we just went through the lockdown. We had the Freedom Convoy. Like, they were freezing people's bank accounts.
Yeah.
Things like that. I was like, there's no way they're going to win. And when the Liberals won again, I was like, all right, Canada's cooked. Like, there's literally no way we're coming back from this.
You know what, man? This is an interesting topic, because America dominates the international conversation. So it's understandable that people all over the world would be interested in talking about America, because that's what all the media is talking about, and that's what people are interested in, social media and everything. And, a lot of times these things are escapes from or distractions from local issues, not even just your own country, but your own state, your own community, your own city.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily know what's going on in your own city. Or the bigger distraction is even from one's own self. A lot of times people use the news, or worse, to distract themselves from their own evil self, to sit with themselves. So
that's
interesting.
Definitely true.
Yeah. Anyway,
it can become an addiction. You're just kind of doom scrolling and you're getting all this information, but is it really making your life any better?
Right. A lot of people have their lives falling apart. Meanwhile, they're criticizing everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not one of those people who joins in the pay attention to what's going on in Canada. I welcome that criticism, but I don't see it as a good point, honestly.
Yeah. No, I just feel like it's kind of ad hominem, where you're attacking the like who the person is instead of the argument. So it'd be more beneficial for those people to just refute the arguments that we're making instead of focusing on who we are.
Yeah.
But my main point today was I wanted to focus on funnily enough, even though we just talked about how politics is distracting from the South and all that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about politics.
Okay.
So the U.S. Army raises the enlistment age from 34 to 42. How old are you again, Hake?
44. Yes, baby. They must have consulted with me. I don't have to go to war.
Out.
I can just cheerlead. Yes, send troops, and I'll be safe.
Yeah, you'll be safe from your little hidey hole at Bond, doing your little show.
That's so funny, man. I feel like I remember 34 being a cutoff age for enlistment. That's funny. To 42.
Changed it just recently. And just recently, I think this week, actually. And I think it comes into effect in April. But it also removes the waiver for single marijuana possession.
Oh, wow. So you can be a pothead, because most people are. And,
yeah, they're going to send all the potheads now.
That's funny. I can't enlist. I'm on pot.
Yeah, that would have been a good excuse. But a lot of people are just going to say that they're crazy now. They're going to say they got mental illnesses.
Yeah, people. Bone spurs.
Yeah, bone spurs, exactly. That's a good one.
Effective April 20th, the U.S. Army officially raising maximum enlistment age from 35 to 42. Nice. Interesting.
Getting ready for the draft or possible ground invasion and mass slaughter?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's been a problem. Enlistment numbers have been going down for probably some decades now. You know, Obama kind of brought it down. It wasn't cool to be in the military 20 years ago. I was thinking about joining the military in like 2007 or 8, probably 8. And one of these girls who I was interested in at the time said, "Don't join the Marines. You're too cool." So there's been this propaganda, anti-military propaganda, where only like Hispanics and blacks were and women maybe and gays were really encouraged to, and transgenders encouraged to join, and it was really just for the benefits. So it's been a problem. It's not just, but yeah, maybe it's to get the we need the war effort.
The numbers up for the war for the conflict effort.
Yeah.
For the operation
that's
effort.
a military operation because you have to get approval.
We need to get the numbers up for the operation effort.
We laugh, but it's a deadly situation for a lot of people potentially. So
yeah, you laugh. I'm not really laughing. I'm laughing at you laughing.
Right.
It's wrong.
Terrible. Everything is not a joke, Hake. So yeah.
And I don't think that anyone should be there in the first place. I don't think it's beneficial. Like I said many times, it's not beneficial to the United States. And
you may be right, but we shall see.
Yeah, but and I've asked you, like, what is the benefit? And many times you said, I can't tell you one.
Right, yeah. I don't know.
It's all good. I'm not going to expect you to tell me one. But I sent you something on Instagram. I sent you a bunch of things.
Oh, okay.
Is there any way you could go on there without doxing my account? But you can dox it if you want, but whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I actually can kind of probably pull it off screen. I
don't have to be such a boomer. It's the second last video I sent you. Okay. I think it would be interesting to see.
All right, let's see here. And you sent it to the Hake report, right? Did you?
Yeah, on Instagram, yeah.
Okay.
I don't want these Canada haters to come send me horrible messages.
And it was yesterday? It might be under request.
Yeah.
Okay,
today.
I see it. All right. So not this one about whistle posts, but watchable voices.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let me refresh and play this for you, right?
Yeah, please.
Said, hey, we can't do this because if they close the Strait of Hormuz, there's no way we're going to be able to stop them from unclosing it.
Everybody in the Pentagon said that.
Yeah. Then why did we do it?
Because Pete Hegseth came in and said, we won't have to do that. The Israelis have told me that they're going to kill Khamenei on day one. We're going to come in with the most massive air power ever seen. It's because we wanted to hit 1,000 points on the ground a day for a period of time to create the impression of American invincibility. And the Iranians quit. And that way we don't have to do any of this. Just so you understand, one of those 1,000 points was a girls' school that should never have been struck.
Yeah, I know.
We struck hospitals, the whole thing. This is the most criminally minded war plan in the history of war plans.
Is it criminal or stupid or both?
Criminal. When you're the Secretary of Defense and you're required by...
Oh, sorry.
We have a law of warfare act. If you violate the Geneva Conventions grossly, there's a death penalty. Hegseth came in and said, I'm doing away with all the rules. I'm disbanding that unit. We're going to disregard the law of warfare manual. We want increased lethality. And so when he said we're going to put 1,000 bombs on 1,000 targets a day, he was saying, I don't care what you kill. We kill things and break things, he said. That's what we do. There was intent, criminal intent from the very start. So this was criminal and incompetent. What I don't understand is why the JCS didn't resign en masse. This is a leadership failure on the part of the most senior military officers, and now they're in a situation where they're going to have to try and do something they know they can't do. If we send Marines across the beach and they die, people need to go to jail.
Nobody in the Pentagon said, hey, we can't do this, because if they close the Strait of Hormuz, there's no way we're going to be able to stop them from...
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So do you know who these characters are who are saying this?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, so it's a panel discussion in a very well produced media format.
Yes.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's an interesting point. I mean, it does seem like it's kind of like from how they're talking about it, and we've also heard Trump say, like, who thought that they were going to close the Strait of Hormuz? Things like you said that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I mean, it just seems like the strategy was either ill-informed, like, yeah, the Israelis saying, oh, we're just going to take out Khomeini, and that's what's going to do it.
Yeah.
And then Hegseth just believed them because he's kind of like an Israel shill, as has been proven.
Is he?
By his various speeches saying, like, oh, we're going to bring back the third temple and things like that. Like, he's very, like...
He did say something like that, huh? I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, it's some old speech of him talking about bringing back the third temple and glazing Israel and things like that.
He is sort of a Fox News type of a Christian guy, I guess. I heard this thing where supposedly Pete Hegseth prayed, according to far-left AP News, Enemies of America, Hegseth prays for violence against U.S. enemies at a Christian service. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth prays during a Christian ceremony that, quote, every round finds its mark, unquote, against America's enemies, quote, who deserve no mercy, unquote. So Pete Hegseth is the true Secretary of War. And I don't really buy that that's a criminal thing. They didn't know. I think it was bad information that girls, quote unquote, supposed girls' school thing. I think that guy might be just spreading Iranian propaganda.
You think that it was? What makes you think that?
Because according to the liberal media report, the sources had said that was based, the strike on that base that was next to the girls' school was based on obsolete information. And so that led me to believe maybe it was a mistake and not
I mean, whether it was a mistake or not, it's still deplorable. So,
you can call it deplorable, maybe, but criminal, I don't buy that. I think that guy's...
You'd have to prove intent to say it was criminal, and we could...
Yeah.
Like you said, we can never do that. We're not in the Pentagon, like, with these strikes and knowing what's going on in these things.
Yeah,
but,
let's just...
either way, it's just a bad look for one of the first strikes of the war, like a horrible look. It kind of really just gave the... Yeah.
I don't consider it too bad.
I heard there's a lot of...
Because I don't even know what the whole truth is of the situation, if it's even real. It may be real. I'm not saying that it's not real. I just don't know anything about it. We hear all this stuff, but we don't know the real truth, you know?
I know, but James, we're on a show where you primarily talk about... I use your first name for some reason.
That's funny. Are you attacking my epistemology again?
Yeah, because we're on a show where we're talking about politics. We kind of, for the sake of argument, we have to assume that these things are real that we're talking about.
But I like the type of argument where I don't assume that these things are necessarily real, because I like to keep in mind, and I start out my show every single day saying info may be false.
Right.
And it's not just my interpretation that may be false, but it's also the facts that were given may be false.
But yeah, it could be. But for the sake of argument, like let's just be like,
let's say it is true. Let's say it is true.
Hypothetically, let's say that let's for the sake of argument, let's assume that it's true, so we don't have to go down this path of thinking like, oh, what if it's not true? Because it's just basically a waste of time.
But it's sort of a waste of time to assume that it is true when you don't really know the truth of the situation. And who cares if it is a girls' school? You know, civilians die all the time in collateral damage. And I can agree with you. Maybe we shouldn't be in the war in the first place. But since they are in the war, there's going to be civilian death.
Well, I don't think that American tax dollars should be going towards civilian deaths in Iran. I don't think that's a good usage of your dollars. I think there's a lot of things that could be doing at home. You know, lots of things that would help the average American who is struggling right now. So,
I think the civilian death situation is pure. Well, it's not pure. Well, it's pure war propaganda or anti-war propaganda. The Iranians are using it for propaganda, and Americans don't have a good propagandic answer necessarily, other than, oops, it was a mistake. My bad. Maybe. And Trump
it's not propaganda, it's just a fact.
But it's not necessarily established fact. I mean, it was a Tomahawk missile, but we don't know who fired I don't know that anybody has doxed the person who fired that Tomahawk missile.
But no one has Tomahawk missiles except for the U.S.
Well, how do you know?
About that too. Because it's a fact. It's out there. Like they developed it, and they're the only ones.
I know they developed it, but that just because they developed it doesn't mean that nobody stole it. So anyway, like it's kind of like
maybe Israel stole it. Maybe Israel stole it and hit that school. That's definitely.
Do you remember
they love stealing your military information.
The point is, all we have is circumstantial evidence, and circumstantial evidence isn't proof. We don't even know. We don't even really have we even really seen these girls' bodies. You know. We just don't know, and we don't know the.
Well, if you'll never know that, you'll never know anything that you hear through the news. So you might as well cancel your show right now because you'll never know anything.
But it's but my show is still interested. So why would I cancel a show that's somewhat interested?
It becomes less interesting when you go down this path of we can never know about what happens because we're not there looking at the bodies.
It becomes
that's
less
not interesting.
It becomes less exciting. I think it's very interesting to know that you don't know when. You know, I find it very interesting.
It is a little interesting to go down, but I don't think it's very productive. I think
it is very productive, actually.
Any conclusions that are really leading anyone in a direction that's going to change their mind. I think they're just going to be staying stuck in where they are.
No, you should, because if you know that you don't know, then you know that you may be totally wrong, have the totally wrong idea. It's really cool.
Yeah, but okay, but you're saying that you can never know anything.
Right.
You're not saying that you don't know that you don't know. That would be saying that you questioning your own opinion. You're saying something completely different. You're saying you can never know anything, and that's not productive to a conversation where we're both purporting to have a position and know things about stuff.
I know, but we're talking about, in this case, about this girls' school and whether it happened and how bad it was and whose fault it was. And who did it, and if it's worse to kill kids than enemy combatants, and you said we shouldn't send war, and you said this statement that we shouldn't give money to a war effort that's just going to kill civilians, but that's not the purpose of the money. The purpose of the money is to defeat the Iranian bad guys or something.
You sound like a child. We're gonna go defeat the bad guys. That's literally what Trump and Pete Hegseth say too. They're like, we're gonna go beat up the bad guys, and we'll be back. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. No, we're gonna go beat up the bad guys and decimate
you got me
them.
Blushing.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. It's like an infantile attitude towards.
I know, but you're being sort of Jewish / deceptive, high verbal IQ by deceptively saying we're only sending money to kill civilians, and that's not what's happening.
I'm not saying that's not only what you're doing, but it is going towards that, and that's not good.
But
I think that's
right. War is not good. War is not ideal.
So why are you there?
Because Trump said to.
Well, that's just appeal to authority, blind allegiance.
No,
to a
but
man.
I'm not
Why
saying
are you
it's
doing that?
justified. I'm just saying that's why we're there. Trump
That's true.
deemed it
that is why
necessary.
he made the order.
Yeah.
And you think that's justified?
Well, nobody's been able to stop Trump from doing this war so far. Well, he's going to go until, and honestly, he wants to stop it ASAP. I heard.
You think so?
I mean,
why are they moving troops in now?
Because maybe that'll help him stop it if we put extra smackdown, because that first night smackdown didn't go as planned, according to these people, if we're to believe these people.
Oh,
as
man,
you guys
no.
said, Iran is a big old country, and as others have said, Iran is high IQ, so they have a whole bunch of evil geniuses and super geniuses, super villains, and so we're gonna do what we can.
But I think the majority of what I've seen from people in the military and have said that going in with ground troops would be an utter slaughter. So,
well, a lot of times people predict doom and gloom, and then Trump proves them wrong in the long run.
Okay, I mean, I could say I would hope so, but I don't know. I mean, I don't like. What am I hoping for? I hope that the ground troops come through and just slaughter every Iranian in Iran. Like, no, I don't hope that happens. So, and that seems like to be the only end game here, because the IRGC is not going away. So,
you know, I heard from Jules Verne that place is a tiny spot, that little island that they're thinking of invading off of the coast of Iran, I guess.
That would be. I'm not in the military. Don't have any military experience. I mean, I've read some things about it.
Yeah.
But let's say, okay, you move this force into this island that's right off the coast, exposed to all the missile launchers in Iran.
Uh-huh.
What do you think Iran is going to do? They're going to rain down missiles on all those troops, and they're going to get decimated. I mean, they have enough deflectors or whatever to deflect all those missiles, but like, look at what Iran's doing to all their neighbors, drones, Israel. If they put troops on that island, they're just going to focus everything on that island and utterly slaughter those troops. And that's going to give Trump this excuse to be like, oh, now we got to do something even more because look at what they did to the troops. And then you're stuck there.
I know. Yeah.
Ever.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully Trump is clever enough to wiggle his way out of this conundrum or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, hopefully for the world's sake.
Yeah, and for I agree.
Yeah, the whole world. Yeah. All right, man. Good conversation as usual. God bless you. God bless everyone in chat. Have a blessed one.
You as well. Thank you kindly. Before I get to the rest of y'all's calls, y'all, I wonder who these propagandists are. Anyway, I got to get to your super chats. There have been super chats aplenty coming in over here. So if I mosey on up to, let me just click on this YouTube thing. I think that'll take me to it. And then I check out this fan funding. There's been super chats aplenty. C-Bill says, Michael, have you forgiven your mother? That's referring to my first caller from Canada, Michael. Why are Canadians not concerned with their own country? I think they are, sir, C-Bill. They just, as ZENNY stated, they think it's a lost cause. Michael from Canada sounds like a raging liberal woman. High heel emoji laughing sideways with tears coming out. Thank you, C-Bill. Or CB with 3 eyes. C-Bill says, Nick Shirley is the future president, not our future president. Our future president is not our future president. Nick Shirley is, says C-Bill. Hake is too cool to serve his country, says Everblazer. Funny. Thor Mode says, why was a group of adults outside filming before the attack on the school that should have been evacuated? Asks Thor Mode. Because propaganda and is more important. I don't know if this is even true. So Thor Mode seems to imply that there were a group of adults in Iran, filming this girls' school when this thing struck, and then like, oh, darn, you killed our girls. And then they record, oh, you killed our girls. Look at what you guys did. I'm like mocking a cell phone camera propagandist in the Muslim country, because Muslims are pretty good at showing kids, and then the people who want to hate Jews and hate America and hate warmongering Trump will say, "Oh, they're just killing kids," and it's propaganda. You fell for it. The job of, they all have all this propaganda. You know how they have these war rules? You're not supposed to kill civilians. Back in the good old days, I don't know if this is good old days, okay? But you were allowed to do in civilians, and it was the job of the country's king or country's leadership and country's military to protect its civilians, or it's the job of the civilians to protect themselves. And you didn't get to blame the enemy country for killing our country's civilians. And so what's wrong with Hamas and Iran that they're not protecting their civilians? You know what I mean? Jelly Bean, over in Gaza, you're acting like Israel is so bad for... Anyway, you guys get my point. L'chaim, olamim. Is this caller Cesar Everblazer? Beta, says L'chaim. What a cool name. Olamim. Let me look this up. LCH. I'm impressed that I can even pronounce it correctly. Happy. L'chaim. Olamim. Oh, Lord. I'm trying to look something up, okay? Oh, what did I just do? Okay, I just searched it. Why is it opening up something else? Hopefully I'm not getting trolled into looking up... Whatever. Turn that off. L'chaim. L'chaim. Oh. A Hebrew toast meaning to life. Nice. No, Cesar has not called in to my knowledge. That caller is not Cesar Everblazer. What's up, Everblazer? Thank you guys for the support over there on the YouTube supers. Very nice. And then I did see a few super chats over on Rumble. Let's open up the Rumble thing. If I scroll up here, I saw one from Commander Kim. This R-word Canadian needs to clean up his own country before complaining about America or propaganda on Hegseth. After Iran, we got to clean up your mess. Clean your room, bro. Which is a reference to another Canadian, former communist or something. Jordan B. Peterson. Clean your room, bro. That's funny. Do you think America is going to buy Canada or annex Canada and then we'll clean up their mess? Commander Kim? Commander Kim also says Trump permanently took a billion plus from Lloyd's of London by taking over Hormuz and entire ocean by ensuring safe passages for cargo ships. The ocean covers 80% of the planet. Trump now controls all the ocean. Really? Commander Kim. Thank you, Commander Kim. I don't know if I comprehend that. Info may be false, of course. We don't know what the real truth of the situation is, or at least I don't. So take everything that you hear from the super chatters with a grain of salt, but nice. Right on. All right. Oh, this is sort of interesting. What does Buddy 1205 say? That is not the war they intended to fight. These guys never do. They go for their quagmire and moralizing in countries for fools willing to lend an ear. Yeah, quagmire is what I was the word I was looking for, not conundrum. Lord have mercy. I did see a super chat over on Streamlabs. These are more super chats. Animus. Answer to the biblical question, which is, he's doing it on my show. The biblical question, why are women presumed innocent and men presumed guilty or assumed guilty? Women are viewed as innocent, because society, quote unquote, is made up of beta males or by beta males who want to appear politically correct, to misuse women for sex, out of wedlock. Openly proclaimed moral statements are fake. That's what I think. States animus. Thank you, sir. Good to hear from you. And thank you for the BQ response. Rumble. That was Streamlabs. And then I'll do the coffees. Let's do these coffees. Cesar or Cesar. Coffees, right? Cesar or Cesar says, "Sup, hey, Mr. Bill Lockwood spoke some sense into me. As of now, I still support Trump, but like Bill said, Bill Lockwood, that is, on the Jesse Peterson show yesterday for 2 hours, we still have the right to question him when he does questionable things, but ultimately Trump is still better than the alternative. I'm talking about the demon rats. Kudos to Sir Alan from Michigan for bringing up some interesting topics. I really liked his theory on the origins of cannibalism and believe he's on to something. I think he started to talk about something yesterday, which I came across myself. I recently started to watch a video that talked about how ancient places, historical sites, would display unusual statues or stone carvings that might be able to give us an insight into the prehistoric world we have no information about. But most of these places have been destroyed by the group we call ISIS. Like Alan mentioned, this group was funded by the U.S. Yeah, Trump said in 2016, Obama and Hillary are the co-founders of ISIS. Interesting. I guess ISIS were the Benghazi people who overthrew that guy, maybe? Gaddafi? Is that the case? I could be totally wrong, and I don't feel like looking it up at the moment. Like Alan mentioned, this group is funded by the United States. That's ISIS. Could be that they were ordered to destroy those ancient places on purpose? Dang. Do you believe that there may be ancient knowledge that the elites don't want us to know about? Asks Cesar or Cesar. Stay blessed, everyone. Dominican praying, thanks hands, celebration hands, emoji lifted up with movements, notations, or whatever those things are. Thank you, Cesar or Cesar. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. So I don't know if the elites, I don't think so. Let me answer honestly. I don't think that they have any special knowledge, at least in terms of that. Coffee from Popcorn. Then I'll get to y'all's calls. The lines are full. Did you happen to see the story about the woman who allegedly called ICE on a group of roofers whom she had hired to work for her? And he links a radical homosexual website, Raw Story. I think they are. Pardon me if I'm wrong. Woman skips roofing bill by calling ICE. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, good to see you. When the workers finish, according to a report per Raw Story, not necessarily a reliable source, but somewhat, they have some facts. American Immigration Council senior fellow Aaron Reichlin-Melnick reacted in horror Thursday. And this is a report from what day? March 26th. Okay, Thursday, meaning today, I guess. To an allegation that a woman in Maryland hired a team of Guatemalan contractors to redo her roof at an expense of $10,000. Buckaroos waited until they were done, then called ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, on them to try to get out of paying the bill. Anyway, the X account posted a video of the alleged incident. I wonder if there's going to be cussing in this. Stated the woman even provides the ladder used by the agent to detain the men who she owes $10,000 for a 3-day job. She called the darn, they didn't say darn, law on us, and now we're totally screwed. Man yell in Spanish. They surrounded us. They surrounded us. Agents left behind workers' van with the doors wide open, filled with thousands of dollars worth of tools. The arrest was broadcast live for about 30 minutes by a coworker identified as such and such, Brian, Bryan Polanco. This video includes the woman who hired them tidying up the house and still with hatred in her heart, claims he. If we're to believe his account, that person's account, these people's account. And so here's some of the footage. There's ICE, there's the thing, there's the people. Dare I unmute?
Nos cayó la pinche ley, nos cayó la pinche ley.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word, Spanish kids, or kids speaking Spanish. Right? Isn't that a bad word? Or does it just mean stupid? They called the flippin' law. Beautiful area. El Salvadoriantes. All right, so let me get back to his thing. Apparently, she waited till they had completed the work, then called ICE as a way to get out of paying the bill. And I wouldn't say that's apparent, sir. It's not apparent to me. That may be, but okay. Anyway, I wouldn't put it past a woman to do that, but don't know. Or a male. Stories like this are part of the reason that many people are turned off by the narrative behind immigration enforcement versus how it operates in practice. Oh, these people are dangerous. Let's get them out of here. You mean they're so dangerous that you had a group of them at your home for 3 days and felt safe? Got it. Yeah, I know. I'm concerned about the American worker. These people are taking their jobs. Oh, so you hired Guatemalans. I see. You can't trust these people. They don't have our morals. Maybe she didn't know that they were illegal until later, sir. But anyway, let's see. You can't trust these people. They don't have our morals and values. Oh, you mean the morals like not cheating people out of their money and exploiting their labor? Says Popcorn. If the allegations are true, this is wrong in my opinion. You have a group of skilled workers whom you trust to perform a service for you. You agree on a price. They do the work. Then you call ICE to have them arrested, and you don't even pay them? Let's get these people to Hake out of this country. But wait. Let me exploit their talent and labor first. Now it's time to let them go. They're dangerous. If you're a hard stop person, they're illegal, they shouldn't be here, fine. That doesn't mean you get to exploit them. Two wrongs. Sick. Thoughts? First of all, sir, I don't fully buy the story. It may be true, just as you guys described, but I don't necessarily buy it like that. She may or may not have known that they were illegal. Don't even know if she's the one who called ICE. Whatever, you know? We don't even know. But, okay, let's say it happened as you described. Should she pay them? Yes. Should they be deported? Yes, if they're illegal. Should she have called ICE? Sure, whatever. It's the risk you take. And in general, it's Americans who get cheated by these guys. Not these guys in particular. But they will do, like, not the best job. They will be like, yes. And then really it's no. Whereas when blacks used to do the work, they're like, I ain't going to do that. They're not like lying. Yes, we'll do it. Smile in your face and then backstab you and leave a bad job or steal stuff from you. Now, a lot of them don't steal. They know better than to steal because if they steal once, then they'll get a bad name or they'll get fired or whatever. I've worked with a lot of these people, you know, at least this culture, a lot of Hispanics and multiple cultures involved in the Hispanics. Evil human nature. I agree with you. If she did that, if she tried to pull that, that's messed up. But they got what they deserve. They were working here illegally. If that's true. Nice. And so that's enough for the coffees. Probably more than enough in some of y'all's opinions. Oh, by the way, Popcorn, I was thinking about your point yesterday or maybe this morning about that story from Melbourne. Did I close my coffee? Let me just buymeacoffee.com/thehakeport. I was thinking about that, and it's an interesting situation, Popcorn. Just a side note about Popcorn got hung up on the fact that JLP talked about letting people out of prisons without releasing bail and getting rid of the police and defunding the police and stuff like that, letting criminals on the street. And he spoke about those general topics right after a story that may have had nothing to do with letting people out on the street. It was a couple of black guys who one was decided to open carry. He thought it was a good idea because he was not allowed into a club in Melbourne, Florida. And so the specific instance may not have had to do with the broader point that Jesse was making, but even those specific things that Jesse was talking about with bail bonds, and those are just kind of placeholders, Popcorn, on the broader issue of Democrat being pro-crime and disorder and justifying black anger and all that type of stuff. And so that's the type of situation that you get more of, these shootings and fights and mess, with the Democrats in charge and their policies and their mama spirit culture. So Jesse's talking big picture. This is what you get. And you're talking, well, this instance is not exactly that, Jesse. So you remind me of me. You're like a well, actually type of intellectual who gets hung up on piddly little details and facts. When Jesse, guys, big picture truth tellers like Donald Trump and Jesse Lee Peterson tell the big picture truth. And then you and me, us little, well, actually people, Reddit bros, are like, well, you're a liar, or you're not telling the truth. And you're acting like it's a waste of time to call Jesse about it. It's not a waste of time to call Jesse about it just because he's not going to research it because he doesn't care about the story, really. the basic facts of that particular story. He cares about the big picture, and so you have a conversation with him. But I do not resent you, Popcorn, for bringing it to me. So because I like it. It's interesting conversation for sure. Popcorn, micro view versus big picture. I'll call that little side rant. Lady called ice on her roofers. Terrible. Funny. Amusing. All right. I have to get back to the calls, y'all. Jermaine Canada on the line over here. Jermaine, thank you for calling, sir. What's up?
Hello?
Hey.
Can you hear me well, Hake? I'm on Bluetooth, so I'm not sure if it's going to come through properly.
It's not coming through well.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Much better. Much appreciated.
Nice. It's been a while, man.
Yeah.
What the? James 007, sharpshooter who never misses.
Golden gun.
Nice. Man, yeah, that was an interesting conversation. A couple of callers. I was gonna ask what makes someone a Christian, but you already covered that.
Nice. What did I say, if you don't mind reviewing?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because I can barely, I was so vague about it. I was basically saying manly if you're a man, or ladylike if you're a woman. In that you're classy. You don't repay evil for evil. You don't try to get revenge. You're just even. You stay the course on the narrow gate, entering through the narrow gate. Yeah.
So no judgment. Nice.
Yeah. Like Trump, like Jesse Lee Peterson, like Jesus.
Nice. Yeah, man. I was calling you to say what's up because it's been a while, but also I saw this clip and I just thought it's funny of Druski. Anchor Baby covered him a lot there with his funny skit, but he did a skit on Erika, Kirk, man.
Oh, really? That's messed up. That's funny. Messed up in a funny way, not a bad way.
Oh, it's so funny because he's kind of fat. No, he's not kind of. He's fat.
Right.
And he dressed up as Erika Kirk with a white face.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, what the?
That's terrible. Comedian Druski, Druski, I put EW, come on, is facing backlash after a recent skit. According to Instagram, he mocks Erika Kirk in a conservative woman skit. That's funny, man. Interesting.
Yeah, man. Hilarious. I was watching. I'm like, people are gonna have a hiss fit about this one, but I guess people don't know comedy anymore. It's like,
yeah,
they take things too personal. It's funny, man.
Let's see if I can pull this up and. Okay, Druski looks exactly like Erika Kirk. He did this white face thing. Let's see if it plays.
On your feet, boy!
Oh my gosh. He does really. His makeup person is really good. That's terrible.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
Oh my gosh.
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is.
No. Hey. That's funny, man. That's great. His stuff when he dresses up as white, it's so
closer to Jesus.
I serve a righteous God.
Oh.
And that is why we say our prayers.
Let me. Thank you, I guess. Blame JERMAINE, not me.
A little change of pace regarding the war, you know? It's funny, man.
I cannot unsee. Man, that's crazy.
Which part is like funny to you? Because I saw when he was like working out, I'm like, what the?
There's the one where this is. There's the one where it's like she is holding the Holy Bible, and has like the cross.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just looking at the face. Cover your eyes, kids, and faint of heart. And I'm just really disturbed, but I can't stop looking at it. And he has this fat face, but he's sort of expressive, and it's so disgusting. I'm sorry, Erika Kirk. I like you, Erika Kirk. And I like Druski, but that's wrong.
I'm not gonna lie. It reminds me of Erika fans. You know, sometimes she'll have like this weird expressions on her face.
Right.
Like, what's going on with her? You know?
Yeah. Man,
so I think it's spot on. It's funny.
Yeah. Yikes.
All right, man. It was good chatting with you. It's been a while, so I had to call in today.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye. I guess I hit. I don't want to hit anything. Okay, you guys saw it anyway. I got to get to Alan in Michigan, who's on the line over here. Alan, thank you for calling, sir. And Holden, what's up?
Oh, thanks for taking my call. I am sipping the last dregs of some coffee. And guess what coffee that is? Signature blend.
Right on. The original Punchies coffee. Nice.
I always got to push the merch a little bit, right?
Much appreciated, sir. That's cool.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, this has been really a good week for calls.
Yeah.
And I didn't get through really, it was very brief at the end. And I'm kind of glad because the other callers came up with some good stuff. I laughed so hard when David showed that, I guess you'd call it an Afro-American knife fight.
Yeah.
The women at they were having, and then of course they showed the black gal. She looked like she was on a two-wheeled cart with the white dress.
Yeah.
And okay, I'll admit, I'm 80 years old, but I'm not dead yet. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, she's lovely, aren't they?
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. She was not dressed the most modest, we'll say. That's funny.
I don't know what her name was, but Mammary Girl would probably be appropriate.
Right.
In any
That's funny.
Any case, I really enjoyed the Canadian callers today. But I want to mention something. And again, I'm not trying to schmooze you, but something that's quite important. When you said yesterday, talking to Aiden about the idea of accusations and bringing proof of things.
Yeah.
And I thought, yes, and you'll probably notice when I call in, I'll usually say, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
And to divide it from whatever scripture or thing I know that is a fact and can be proven. And because remember, God is listening to every word we have. He's keeping records of everything
Yeah.
we have spoken. And if you tell a lie or an untruth and you know it, there it is. What is it, like a I don't know what that is. Looks like a wheelchair. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
like it might be a stretcher or something after she got stabbed or something. Whew.
Okay. You got firemen there helping out, so it's something, a piece of equipment they use. Okay.
Yep.
I can't help but laugh at that.
Yeah.
I will say I agree with Michael. This war, and I restrained myself from saying anything about Trump.
Nice.
And if somebody asked me, well, are you disappointed with Trump's performance? I'd say not in the least, because I never expected anything in the beginning. I voted for him the first time, but
you're saying
your
something
trust
that
in men.
Yeah, you're saying something that I basically have thought ever since 2016 when I was really excited about him. And I still am. That I appreciate his demeanor and his realness, and I kind of knew that he was going to do things that I disagreed with sometimes. And when he made all these promises about building the wall and getting rid of birthright citizenship and things like that, I didn't really expect it to happen. Not because I didn't think that he would try, but because it's difficult. And like you said, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Meaning, when I say that, I don't mean that I'm thinking he's poisonous and is a liar, but because he doesn't know the future, and he may not necessarily mean everything that he's saying, and you just take it with, meaning don't believe it or disbelieve it. Have no expectation. Yeah.
Right. And, of course, I've mentioned this in the past. We all come from different backgrounds, and when we come onto your program, which I consider a forum,
yeah,
we come in like Hayden or David from Ocala. I always enjoy him, and of course Mark. I hope he calls in today because he has always some good stuff. We come from different backgrounds. I said before, Mark can blow me out of the water as far as knowledge about Commander Rockwell and some historical stuff, but I have other information that I have. And I remember I lived during this period. I'm 80 years old, so I've seen all these people. I met David Duke.
Nice.
I've got his book and all.
Yeah.
So, I have that perspective. Hayden has a perspective, and I really enjoy the Canadian perspective, because I do agree with this. I think this war is wrong.
Okay.
And it isn't insanity. It is evil and wicked. This is all planned out. And these troops that are being sent, and if they go on that island, and I agree with, who was it? The other caller.
Americans are going to die stuff?
They're going to be slaughtered.
Yeah.
They're not going to be decimated. Decimated means 10%. No, they're going to be slaughtered. And I agree with them. It'll be an excuse. Oh, we got to go in there. It's like Pearl Harbor, which I believe was a false flag. Well, I shouldn't say false flag. It was encouraged. It was deliberately. It was a lie-hop operation, letting it happen on purpose. Because when the commander in Hawaii sent a telegram or a message to the White House about, we think there's maybe going to be a Japanese attack, you know what the answer was? Expect sabotage. Well, what does that mean? Well, when you have sabotage, you take all your planes and your trucks and you gather them together and you put a guard around. You put them in one area. Well, that's a perfect way to encourage the enemy to get the most bang for their buck. If you have airplanes scattered all over the place, they might get one or two, but you put them all in one place because there's going to be sabotage. But that's only one thing. The Twin Towers, that's another thing. All throughout history, we've had this. But and I will thank. It was a Cesar. I always enjoy his stuff. He kind of made a call out to me for the short thing I gave about destroying history. But not that I'm such a great genius. It's just that I'm glad that people are starting to consider this. We have had our history absolutely perverted and destroyed over the years, especially in the last 100 years or so. And I'll give you one example, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time. There was a YouTuber that went to an Egyptian site. It's called the Pyramid Field of Abu Zir. It is, not forbidden. Well, let's put it this way. He got to examine the ruins by giving a little bakshish to the guards. Bakshish, of course, is a bribe, if anybody knows about Middle Eastern society and their culture. And he was able to take his camera out and do things. And one of the things, he had researched this before, that the original people who, back in the 20s, from Europe, and I think they were from Germany, said that, and he showed a picture of the ramp that went up to the pyramid, and it showed this trough going down. And he says it wasn't there, but in the records of this German archaeologist, he said when they first discovered and started doing work on these ruins, there was a copper pipe that was going down through this groove. And this is what I contend, that there's a lot of ancient technology that it's been destroyed over the years because the establishment, the Orthodox historical establishment, does not want us to know the ancient history and the technology. For example, the ISIS destruction we discussed last time.
Yeah.
Because think about this: when an army comes in and a society, even after, when a society starts to decline, it starts to cannibalize its own stuff, like the Roman Empire. The Colosseum, as a matter of fact, it was not known. Well, how do you pay for this Colosseum? Well, they finally found out how. It was from the loot from the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, because the thing was loaded with gold.
Whoa.
Yeah, and in fact, I looked up, now this is Solomon's temple, not Herod's temple, but I imagine Solomon's temple was pretty much the same. And it talked about just the gold. We're not considering the silver here. And I looked it up, and it said that the amount of gold from Ophir, and that's a whole different subject in itself, one of the finest gold they could get, was 3,000 counts of gold, which in today's dollars, now this is just the gold, was worth between $6 and $9 billion. Now that's not including the stonework. And remember, the stone, when they carved the stone, it had to be, it had to be way outside. You couldn't hear a workman's tool on the stone. Had to be done outside, then hauled in and put into the temple, in the Solomon's temple. Enormously expensive. The cedars were floated down from Lebanon for the woodwork, and the inside of the Holy of Holies was plated with gold. The Ark itself actually was an electronic instrument. And one YouTuber, and again, I'm just putting this out, it's possible that the Ark was a communication device with God. And the priest went in once a year, okay? But before he went in, he had to shave himself, go to the mikvah, which is the bath, and cleanse his body, put on linen, and he had to go in barefoot. What does that tell you? Well, yeah, he wanted to stay grounded because the Ark had such enormous electrical energy around it that if he went in and was impure, he'd die.
So this is all that to say that that we lost Herod's temple, but we got the Colosseum.
Yeah, the Colosseum. I won't go into the
What's
details.
ISIS going to build with all this stuff that they're looting?
Nothing. I don't know, but think about these ISIS. I mean, this takes time and effort. You had to have equipment to destroy these Lamu and other places. I understand they've even I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. The Daniel's grave, I believe it's in Susa. And it's a conical-shaped building. I don't know if they might have destroyed that, too.
Are you saying that ISIS is still doing it to this day, or just back in 2014 to 2017 when they destroyed...
Well, we know it was, from 14 to 17, definitely.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't doubt that they are... But, again, I don't know, so I'm not going to say. I disavow.
Okay.
I wonder who said that, I disavow that. But there's a lot of technology. In fact, the cathedrals of Europe, I know something about this, and I just got some new information that possibly is true. When they built these cathedrals and these organs and stuff, this wasn't just a meeting building. It was a scientifically designed structure. In fact, in order to control the sound and vibrations in the cathedrals, they would drill holes in the wall. I said, well, that's just like we do today. We call it acoustical tiles.
Right.
And
I gotta wrap it up, Alan.
Okay, one more thing.
Yes.
The rose windows are now being considered as focusing frequencies. Now, this is something new, and I think, well, we'll see what happens. And I'll just leave it there, and thanks for taking my call, letting me go on for so long here.
I appreciate it.
And I'm looking forward to hearing the other people.
Thank you, as always, Alan.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. Marty, California, on the line over here. Marty, thank you for calling and holding. What's up?
What's up, James?
Hey, good to hear from you.
Long time no hear.
Right. Thanks for the support, as always, Marty. And thanks for the call.
No problem.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm okay.
Nice.
I'm just preparing for my daughter's graduation and prom.
Right on. Congratulations in advance if she makes it.
He is. Come on.
That's cool.
She's already in the works. She's already in the works. She's good.
That's cool. That's really good. I respect a working young person.
Yeah, she's got a couple more months to go, and then we're out.
What do you mean we're out? You're out? Don't have to go to school anymore? She's out of school, or she's gonna get out of there? Or she's moving out?
The graduation is, James. Come on.
Right on. Well, congratulations to your daughter, and it's good to hear from you.
Yeah, I it's been a while because I've been working 6 days a week, so
right on.
I finally get a break.
How's your body been? Have you been able to bear up under that work?
We made some progress.
Cool.
So I have this machine that helps my muscles because I have a stiff shoulder.
Okay.
So it kind of loosens in it a little bit, and then I go to physical therapy, and then they help me out a little bit as well. So we're in the works.
Nice. Well, I hope that that it continues to improve for you.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Nice. Well,
yeah,
hello to your family.
They say hello too.
Nice.
My husband and I celebrated 21 years together.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. We're still going.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I just called to talk to my favorite men, you, Nick, and Derek.
Right on. Thank you, Marty.
You are so welcome. I'll keep sending support to you guys.
Of course. Thank you as always.
All righty. I just wanted to call, give you the update on my condition. So I'm okay. I'm still breathing. It's all good.
And I see Crazy Mother Dance in the chat now and then too still. So it's nice to see she's still around, I think.
Yeah, she just had a 76th birthday.
Not too shabby herself. Right on. I love boomers.
So you guys take care. Love you guys. I'll still keep in touch.
Cool. Definitely do that, Marty.
Maybe I'll bug Nick.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to my homeboy.
And your name is Mari, even though you're not Hispanic, but you married Hispanic. Is that the case?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But see, that's my name in English is Mary.
Okay.
My name in Spanish is Mari. So, and then my sister-in-law, she's got the same name as me. So, I have to change my name. So.
Okay. Nice. That made sense.
I meant to tell you that.
So, did you change your name when you got married so that you didn't have to get confused with your sister-in-law?
Well, I did. Well, my in-laws, they call me Marty first.
Okay.
So,
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I did change it first, but I still go by both names. So I stick with Marty though.
Right.
So Marty is my Spanish name.
Yeah.
So when I married my husband, his family kept calling me Marty. So I said, oh, I might as well just go with that.
Right. Yep.
And then my brother, his wife is the same name as mine, and she has a different name.
Oh,
so
okay.
She has a nickname. So I go by Marty. She goes by something else. So.
Oh, okay. Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Right on, Marty.
That's all. I go by Marty now. It's the same. It's the same name. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of a Y, it's an I. So same thing.
Right. That's cool. Thank you, Marty. Always fun hearing from you.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you take care, Darren.
All right. Take care.
Shout out to everybody over there.
Shout out, y'all.
Shout out, y'all.
All
right, guys. You guys have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right. Take care.
Ryan, Illinois, on the line here. Ryan, how you doing?
What's going on? Hey. She needed to shut up 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry to say that. She didn't talk about nothing. She just wanted to be a fan.
She didn't. She wasn't on air 20 minutes.
Hey, you got a lot of little white girls that like you, bro. You better
of course.
take advantage of them.
Yeah.
You better start taking advantage and smash. You feel me?
Well, no, I don't know what you mean. I'll pretend not to know what you mean anyway.
Mashed potatoes. Smashed potatoes. That's all I'm saying.
I regret getting to you. I should have gone to Rob.
I know you funny. Hey, look, my brother Hake, my white racist brother Hake that I love, even though you white and racist.
Yes.
My brother. Let me tell you something. Erika Kirk, I just want to tell you that she did not do what everybody suspected her of doing, which is having something to do with the good old brother Charlie Kirk being murdered.
I agree.
I despise the fact that you guys are even letting people come on here with the idea that she would even do something like that.
Yeah, I despise that as well.
Kind of white girl.
Indeed. Of
She ain't
course.
that kind of girl.
Yeah.
But
She's a
never
beauty
know.
queen. She's a beauty queen and a Christian mom.
She's a CIA operative who loved her husband and loves her kids and loves the man that introduced her to her. She's a good woman. That's what she is.
Nice.
Erika Kirk is a great, I don't know, is she Catholic or Jewish? What is she?
She's a normal Christian, I think. I thought.
Oh, she's just a normal white Christian lady?
Yeah.
All right, well, shout out to Erika Kirk for getting Charlie Kirk killed. I mean, for not having nothing to do with Charlie Kirk getting killed. Shout out
You're
to her
crazy.
for that. Shout out
I
to
hadn't
her
heard
for
the
that.
CIA asset angle. That's funny. That one's new to me, I think.
Hey, it's Thursday, so do your research this weekend, and then I'll call you back on Monday. You already know I will.
No
But you know when I
promises.
tell you-
You may call me
but-
back on Monday, but I don't promise to do any research over the
I
weekend.
know, but I'm just telling you, man, you need to get off your little white horse and actually do something instead of getting.
But the white horse is the white horse of death, isn't it?
Nah, y'all always just be waiting for things to happen to y'all because I understand nepotism is so real, but sometimes you gotta do something for yourself, man. And then when you do something for yourself, you'll realize what the real is. And I don't want you to be misconstrued or led astray or led to conspiracy theory. I want you to figure out the truth for yourself. But I do not think, like Bill Clinton said, he ain't had a relationship with that woman. I do not think Erika Kirk had something to do with Charlie Kirk being killed. I do not think that in my heart.
Yeah. And
But
shame on the
he may
people
have.
who come onto my show and makes statements to that effect or bring up such topics.
Shout out to Candace Owens. All right?
No.
No.
Okay, yes.
Shout out to Candace. Now,
Yeah,
let me
she's
get
my-
back to what.
She's my second favorite white girl.
Oh, man, stop playing. Trying to take my black queen away from us, bro. You can't have her, bro. She belongs to us.
That's
You
right.
hear me?
She's married. She
Hey,
has
you-
4
hey,
kids.
you-
Hats off
I know,
to her
but you
for that.
like that kind of black girl, huh? Like, if she was single with not kids, you probably would try to holler at her, huh? Because that's a good black white girl that you would like, huh? Shout out to
I don't
Candace again.
disclose.
Yeah, but shout out to Candace because she's a beautiful woman, and every man would be lucky to have her. But it's sad that she gave herself to that white man. But he got a lot of money, so I don't blame her, and he got a lot of power, so I don't blame her. Shout out to you, Queen. I still love you though, and if I ever had a chance, shorty, I got you. Sure.
How tall
But
is she?
anyway, you said how what?
How tall is she?
I don't know how tall she is. I never said nothing about how tall she is.
Well, you called her shorty, so she must be a
Well,
little
I'm
shorter
just
than
saying,
you.
like, we from Illinois. When we say shorty, we mean like, "What's up, girl?" Like,
Oh,
not
okay.
like shorty, like,
All right.
she a midget. We just be like, "What's up, shorty?" Like, "What's
Right.
up, girl?" All right. Anyway, Midwest shit. I mean,
Take care.
What I wanted to say to you,
Yep.
man, what I called about, right? Ocala. Is it Ocala who called you yesterday talking crazy about the black man? He always
He did. He was.
Hey,
That was such a good
did you
call,
hear-
though.
Did you hear about what the blacks did? Oh my God!
Because they've been-
Did you hear about the blacks?
They've been in the news
Hold on.
like crazy, sir. And he was so engaging. That was.
I know. Look. I'm finna be engaging too. I'm finna get in my Ocala voice. Look. Hey, did you hear about what the whites did over the weekend, man?
What did we do?
It was a 16-year-old white boy arrested for murder, and he's under investigation. But guess what? Since he's white, they let him go, and he's still wanted. Hold on, let's not stop there. In Piscataway, a white suspect named Jordan Barnes allegedly killed multiple members of his family, stabbed them to death, and he charged the police with a machete, and he was shot dead. Oh, my God. Can you
Arrested.
believe these whites? Can you
Yeah,
believe
they're
these
getting
whites?
crazy. They're getting crazy.
The
Ryan,
things
I got to
that
run,
these
sir.
whites- Now, hold on. The things that these
No, I
whites
don't wanna
do is
hold on.
crazy, right? I'm just saying, but you always let him talk about how we be
I know,
doing
but
things,
you're
you don't never wanna let me
nastier.
talk about.
You're kind of nasty. David is fun.
I'm nasty. All I'm telling you is some facts that
Your
he
whole
said.
voice and your whole voice. I can hear the demon in you. It's nasty.
It's not a demon. I was just channeling him because when I was
No.
talking about it, he came inside of me.
No.
Look, did you hear about the
That's
mass violent
demonic.
shooting? But did you hear about the mass shooting
Call
that
me.
white
Call
boy
me.
did at the
You
Austin
wasted
bar?
too much time talking about Erika and Candace. I
White
don't have time,
people
sir.
kill people too.
Okay,
It ain't
well,
just
call me about
blacks.
the whites.
White people kill people too.
Granted.
Stop playing with me.
Acknowledged.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Ocala,
Take care.
you have a great day, sir.
You as well. Bye. Man, revenge gossip is not as good as original gossip. If you want to call it gossip, okay? But it's just news. Before I get to your super chat, your calls, y'all, and I do want to get to them. I totally should have gotten to Rob instead. Rob, I'm sorry. I totally should have. Man, he was extra sleazy today. Maybe I just didn't see it before. But thank you, Ryan. You're nice. Nice evil demon. There. I did see a super chat over here from C-Bill. Caller sounds fat. Referring to, and I don't believe he is, Jermaine in Canada. I think Jermaine is fit. And I meant to ask him if he's fit or fat. Jermaine, fit? I don't know. There were others. There was this other one. Oh, yeah, there was another super chat from Streamlabs. Animus says, I sang happy birthday to Jordan Peterson for his 60th birthday. Wow, 60. Alongside 3,000 other people in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Ljubljana, Slovenia. I wonder if this will be. Let's see if it copied. Nope. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Pronounce. Okay.
Ljubljana.
Ljubljana, Slovenia. Let's see if there's a British.
Ljubljana.
Ljubljana. Let's hear it slow.
Ljubljana.
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 So the L is silent in British, in English, but in American, that's the capital of Slovenia. Thank you for the information. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Recently, I renovated my whole apartment and cleaned my room. Right on, Animus. I hope JBP gets well soon. Yeah, he has been under the serious weather, I heard. Shout out to him. He might be Jesse's cousin. Jordan B. Peterson. Cousins, perhaps, with Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you, Animus. Right on. And there were coffees over here somewhere. Cesar or Cesar. FYI, that, wow, JBP 60. Cesar or Cesar says, FYI, that big fella with the glasses who you called an Iranian propagandist on the videos Zenny shared is called Scott Ritter, a former U.S. Marine Corps intelligence officer. Most notably known for discovering Iraq never had WMDs back in 2003 when he was sent over to inspect it. He opposed the war and became an anti-war voice. He's somebody you should look into, man. Says Cesar or Cesar. And I don't know if I buy that. It seems convenient. He seems liberal. He seems shrill. The thing I think I don't like about him, Cesar or Cesar, when he was calling what's his name, a criminal, calling Pete Hegseth criminal, that seemed shrill. And I'm not surprised by Marines and all these liberal Navy SEALs, these liberal mama Navy SEALs and generals and things becoming fat, or not necessarily fat, but fit, liberal lamos like that eye patch guy. Dan Crenshaw. I know that he lost his eye in the war or whatever. That's mocking, not mocking, but imitating Pete, the other Pete. Anyway, I might look into him, I guess. I don't know. Maybe send me some stuff. I don't want to look into this guy. He sounded shrill. But maybe he's right, but he didn't seem really objective. He seemed like he's eager to bash. I like my anti-war propagandists shrill. If they got to be shrill like Tucker, you know. But I don't even really listen to Tucker. Be shrill like our future president. Don't give me the. And I don't know if he discovered. How do you discover there were never had war weapons of mass destruction? You know. Anyway, thank you, Cesar. That's funny. Eric, believing we know comforts the ego because the ego is in a constant state of unrest. You can hear that in Zenny. We either know or we don't. There's no belief. This show is a bunch of people chasing dopamine hits by voicing strong opinions about whatever's current in the news, says Eric. Indeed, sir. Indeed. And then the rest of us have to either get caught up in it and be caught up in the ego too, like Hake sometimes, or withhold and not get sucked in. That's right. Thank you, Eric, with your 5 coffees. And thank you, Cesar or Cesar. Pardon me if I'm feeling overly eager to poo-poo this U.S. Marine Corps intelligence officer, former one. Scott Ritter. Why do I recognize that name? Let's find out. Scott Ritter, former U.S. Marine. William Scott Ritter Jr., born in 61. And he's on real Scott Ritter, more like phony Scott Ritter. 64 years old. Gainesville, Florida was where he was born. Okay. See, I'm looking into him. You happy? Okay, he has 2 children. Married a Marina Katiashvili. Foreign sounding name. Former UN weapons inspector, former U.S. Marine Corps intelligence officer. That means I was going to be like an officer. He's on Telegram. 538,000. I love my country, but collective ignorance of the American people empowers so-called public servants who abuse their positions of trust to push policies that further individual agendas at the expense of the nation they ostensibly serve. Fact-based logic no longer matters. I agree with that statement. Here, I'll repost that. I'll just repost it. It's not an endorsement, although, and that's back in 2019 he said that. It's such a general, vague statement, by the way, that you can, that of course you agree with it. Everybody agrees with that. That's him. I wonder if he's a Christian. Early life check. We don't have time. Born into a military family. This is scum of the earth. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Second wife. Whoa. Soviet translator from Georgia, the country of Georgia, not the state. They have 2 children, twin daughters. I knew it. How did I know that he had daughters? Anyway, y'all, that's that. Okay, so I looked into him. Cesar, you happy? All right, let me see. I really don't think JERMAINE is. I think JERMAINE is fit. That's my assumption. All blacks are fit, except for the ones who are not. Oh, man, oh, man. Popcorn says, if that story is true, I think it does sort of poke a hole in the narrative about illegal workers. Not really. They're dangerous, but you felt safe around them. They do bad work, so you pay them to do a bad job, then pay someone else to do more again. Wouldn't their reputation precede them? They're hurting American workers, so why did you hire them? It's all lip service. No, it's not, sir. I mean, you're talking about poking holes in one woman's practice. Now, if one woman are doing it, 2 women are doing it, and then there's men doing it too, yes. And there's always exceptions to the rules. Like my best worker, he overstayed his visa, so he became illegal. Popcorn there. So it's not all lip service. It's all true, and there's exceptions to the rules. And there's no proof that they did a good job or didn't do a good job or anything. Side note, I think you'd be singing a different tune, probably meant, about kids dying just being part of the war if the bombs were hitting California. But you don't know. You don't know. You speak from the position of someone who doesn't have to worry about that kind of thing, so it's a little different. Of course. Of course. I'm very glad that no bombs have hit or missiles or whatever have struck America, except for those airplanes that were used as missiles. I'm definitely very glad about that, of course. I don't envy Iran, definitely. But I don't... This kids stuff is just propaganda to pull on your heartstrings, fake heart, your evil heartstrings, your emotions. So it's propaganda. It's all it is. And you still don't even really know the truth about it. And so, no, they're not poking any holes in any narrative except in your mind, sir. Yes, many are dangerous. Yes, many do bad work. Most. I don't know if most. Maybe most. And yes, they're hurting American workers. And of course you would hire them if that's all that's there or if they can underbid or whatever. Anyway, y'all, unfortunately, man, I left Rob and NorCal in the lurch, as I did with Stephen and Maryland and the rest of the callers to whom I cannot get. Peace in the Middle East, y'all. Or at least in your hearts. Obviously not, though, since you want to assume that you know and judge and get a thrill from hell, HE double toothpicks. Take care, y'all. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.